Perfect. Now we're recording. Okay. So I'm Amber. If that wasn't clear from the invite that you got, maybe you just showed up here without being directly invited. So I'm Amber. I have been a coach for a very long time, questionably long time. And there was a point in my career where I did hold the highest retention in the company. And I don't tell you that because I need attention. I'm telling you that because I'm going to show you tonight how I did that. And I feel like it's been a huge, I feel like it's the reason that whatever 12 years in that I can be so careful of how I say this. I can maintain my income without that much additional effort. And I believe it's from quality retention practices, insert income disclaimer here for anything I wasn't supposed to say right there. But anyways, all right, I'll drop the link one more time. If you guys want slides, they're in the chat. So what we are going to do is if you guys can just grab your online office, be logged into your online office on another tab, screen, whatever you have going. If you are doing this on your computer, maybe do that on your phone or vice versa. And then just some pen and paper, and then be logged into whatever you message with. So if you're a messenger person, or if you do a lot of stuff on Insta, text message, email, be logged into whatever that is, because we're going to send some messages too. I don't want to have you guys wasting time messing with that. So before we get started, I did just want to point out, which I always point out, that retention is not just the practices that we're going to go over and we're going to do together tonight. Retention starts with showing up. It starts with just being there and people knowing that you're still doing this. And I'm talking about, showing up in your groups, on your social media, in your stories, sending emails, doing text messages, going to Beachbody events, sharing what's going on, and continuing to show up. Because what will happen is somebody else will be showing up. And I assure you that your customers can see other coaches. And many of them follow other coaches. And they can also see the trainers, and they're in the groups that are run by the trainers. And as your people get more involved, they're seeing other coaches everywhere. And if you are not also showing up, I'm not asking you to do a song and dance. You're not here to entertain them. It's not a big thing, but they need to know their coach is still active and around, right? And that may be getting a newsletter once a month. It may be getting a tip every Friday. It may be getting more involved emails. That may be just seeing you on social media and seeing, oh, there's her workout again in the stories, or, oh, she knows the next program that's coming out, and just being available. Okay. So we're going to do some specific practices, but retention really does start with you guys just continuing to show up. Let me put this so the recording doesn't look weird. Let's see. Let's make it like this. Yeah. So I can see you guys and they can mostly see me. Okay. So anyway, we are going to start with new people. This is retention for your newest people. So these are going to be people that you signed up in late December or anytime in January. Okay. And so they may have gotten their stuff yet, not opened it. They may have not even gotten it yet. It just depends. So if you guys don't keep a list or something like that, you guys can actually see under your Success Club points or under your customer orders who got stuff from you. I use my Success Club point report. There's probably a better way to do that, but to find people who didn't generate Success Club points, but that's how I do it. I go into my Success Club points, click on the thing, but click on the number, it's blue, you see a list. That's how I do this. So you're going to ask them one of the following questions, and two people just joined, so I'll just drop it again. The questions are all on the slides, but you're going to ask them first, has their order arrived? Now, if you already know the answer to the question, don't ask the question, right? So has their order arrived? If they already told you, hey, it showed up, then move on, right? Have they opened it? I don't know what the gap is between receiving and opening, but wow, sometimes that's the hardest part to get people to do. Have they started anything? Did they have their first shake? Have they logged into BOD? Where are they at? And again, if you know this about them, because you've been working closely with them, just move on to a question that is applicable. Did they like it? Are they having fun? How are they feeling about it? Do they understand how your group works? And if you're on BOD groups or you are on Facebook or whatever, maybe you're in a messenger thread, whatever's happening, do they understand what's going on? Just flat out question. Like, do you understand? Do you get it? Do you feel confident in what's happening? Do they have any questions? Do they have any concerns? And at the end of whatever interaction you start and have with them, let them know when you're going to be following up next, and then put that on your calendar. So that might be awesome. I am going to get everybody set up for February 1st, and I will check in with you on the night of the 31st, which is tomorrow. Oh my God. I'll check in with you tomorrow to just make sure that you are ready to go. Or maybe your group's starting on February 6th. Cool. I'm going to make, if you don't message me, I'm going to assume you have this. I will check in Sunday night to make sure you're ready to go for Monday. And then what that does is it creates an urgency for them that they need to keep moving forward. And you now have a system in place. I know the next thing I have to do. It's not in the back of your head taking up space. You're just going to, on Sunday, this is everybody I need to check in with because I said I would check in with them. So we're going to start with new people. And then we will go through your current customers, your BOD and body renewals, the people you've gotten Success Club points for the last 12 months. And usually that's when we run out of time on this call. But you have the slides so you can keep going and you can keep working. Okay. So I know some people play music. I think that's so weird. So, because I feel like if you wanted music, you would play music to yourself. So I am going to mute while we do this, and I'm going to work right alongside of you. And then when I'm done, we'll move on to the next piece. Okay. So you're following up with your new customers currently. Okay. If you're like, Amber, I don't have that many customers. Can you move on, please? Fair enough. The next group that we're going to do is, so you can keep working if you still have customers to follow up with. And the next group is, you guys, where did it go? Did I close it? That sounds like something I would do. Well, lucky for me, I have the link in the chat 3 times. So I'll just click on it. Not a problem. The next group we're going to do is our current customers. So this one is my favorite because I feel like it has a very high ROI. Obviously, helping get new people started. Usually, we're actually pretty good at that. Unless you have like way more customers than you're prepared to handle, you kind of remember, like, I got this person started, I need to see what they're up to. But it's usually the current customers where things fall apart a little bit. So what I love about this is not only are you going to be able to help keep your customers going, but you can use these conversations to actually get more customers. So one thing I like to do when I'm checking in with somebody is I ask them, is there anything that they would like to share or celebrate? Is there anything we can celebrate together? Anything they want to share with me as their coach? And what is so cool is the responses to that are usually really awesome. And you're either going to get a really awesome response or they need your help, which perfect, you're talking to them. So this is a great time to have this conversation. I like to take the screenshots of the text or the messenger replies of the cool stuff they said, like, I'm down this many pounds, or I'm feeling so strong. I did a push up on my toes for the first time, or somebody at work noticed, or I really feel like I can do this for the first time ever with the help of the group. And I'll take those screenshots and I put them in my stories, or I'll even put them in my main feed. I don't even care, like whatever, I'll put them wherever if it's appropriate, without their information on it, of course. And then I can use that as my content for further posts. Like, I love this group so much. I'm so excited. Like, look how much fun these people are having, right? So I always like to ask, is there anything you want to share? Anything you want to celebrate with me? I like to ask what program they're doing. And if you know that, because maybe everyone's doing Sure Thing or something like that, maybe when do they finish their current program? And again, if you have everybody together, I don't. My challenge group is the wild, wild west. What people are doing, whatever they want. So if you already know that, what are they planning to do next? And these are great conversations to help your retention, because you might find out that they are between programs and feeling kind of lost, or they quit the program that you all started together and you didn't know. Like, I had no idea. Or that they don't know what to do next. And they're thinking about things that are maybe not Beachbody, not body, right? So this is a way that you can get ahead of that and retain those customers. Another thing is that you can ask, are they struggling with anything? Are they, I would not open with that question, honestly. But in the conversation, I don't like to be like, so is everything going terribly? Please tell me all about that. Like, I don't like to set the tone that way. But if you do find out they're struggling, maybe they say something like, oh man, I actually stopped doing Sure Thing because I was so sore. Well, let's talk about Recover. And again, don't just like jump into it, right? Always validate them and then explain how you use it to solve your problem. Don't be like, oh, you should buy Recover. But oh my goodness, oh, Sure Thing is so hard. I get it. I was super sore too. Luckily, I know that Recover really helps me with that. And I drink that now and I feel a lot better. And like, I'm able to get to my workouts, whatever your story would be. So is there something, maybe they don't have energy to get it done? Help them find another product that they can be taking to help them move forward, right? So this is retention. And then my favorite, because I'm the mindset person, what personal development, I call it, what mindset reading are they doing? What podcast are they listening to? What book are they reading? So those questions are all in the slides as well. And turn these little things off. Whatever you think is appropriate for your people, but this is for your current customers. Okay, so we'll do that for 11 minutes. And you can, again, if you need to keep working on the first thing, which is what I'm going to do, that's fine. But we'll do that until the halfway point of the hour, and then we'll move on. So I will mute again. Yes, you can download your entire customer list. That's actually how I put mine into my email service. The thing where you send the emails. So I go to reports and then my customers. I'm on a computer. I don't know. I hear that some people work their business from a phone, which I'm 41, so I don't know what's happening with that. I still use my computer. But give me a second. I'll tell you the buttons to find that. So there's a big blue thing that says export results. And this is only one of my business centers. And it says it's going to export 10,876 results. So that's got to be the whole list, right? Like there's not more people than that. It's just like a blue button. Here, I can show you the screen. We're not allowed to share customer information on recorded calls. So I can share it, but like, don't look at this. How can I make that possible? How can I make you not be able to see this? What if I make the screen like really big? Which I feel like I'm the only person following this rule in the whole world, but like I'm a rule follower. That's not even true. My mother and all of my high school teachers would disagree with that statement. I'm gonna can I drop a screenshot in here? I can, right? Yeah, I can. Cool. It's that big blue button under my customers. So it's reports, my customers. That's where I got it from. And it comes out in Excel, which I don't know if everyone's using that still, but that's how I do it. What is my kid doing? Oh, that is a problem. That is actually a known problem. So do you know how to use incognito browser on your computer? Okay, open an incognito browser, do the same thing, it will export over there. They said it's a Mac only problem, but it happens to me regularly on Firefox and sometimes on Chrome. So if I'm in an incognito window, I can still export everything. So that's my workaround for their issue that they don't think exists, that clearly two of us are having. Okay. I did not get that many done, but that's fine. I'll be okay. Something that I do that I don't know that a lot of people do is I have my people check in on a little Google form every night. And it just tells me out of the habits that we're focused on, and they get to pick the habit, which did they complete? And what's great is that they all go to one Google Doc for me. So I can sort of batch people, like all of these people have 100%. So I can send them all the same, like, you're doing amazing, I'm so proud of you sort of message. Is there anything you wanted to celebrate? And like all of these people stopped checking in this week, like something might be going on. Let me see how they're doing. So I really enjoy the power of data. I don't know how you guys do your check-ins, but I find it more efficient to check in with, I would say, the category of people, like crushing it, maybe falling off. Oh, wow, are they dead? What's going on? And, together so that I can stay focused on like who I'm speaking with. Anyways. So that's our current people. And then we're going to look at our renewals. So this is one that I do very differently than a lot of people. I know that it's sort of this common thing that people tell their customers to cancel their BOD and like get a challenge pack or a total solution pack. I don't understand this at all. Like to me, I'm like, what? But then I'm just giving my money away. These people are going to buy it anyways. So like, why would I do that? It doesn't make any sense to me. So what I do, I don't have this system where I message to people whose BOD is about to renew. What I do is have you pull your reports for 3 months from now. Now, in this case, that's even a little bit more interesting because like by March, we're going to be 1, right? So it's even a little bit better to be getting ahead of it. So here's what I do. So I would pull March and April now. And what I would do is, or what I do is not talk to them about their BOD renewals. That is not what I do. Instead, I just reach out and I'm like, how's it going? Like, what program are you doing? That's it. We're just talking. How can I help? What program are they doing? Anything they'd like to share, celebrate, struggles? What program are they planning to do next? These are very similar questions, obviously. Do they want to come to my groups? Do they need any extra support? Do they want to be in my private thread? I have like a lot of different ways that you can connect with me, depending on like what you're buying or what you're doing. I just want to be where they are. Start interacting on their social media. Like this is the list of people. Maybe it's 5 people, maybe it's 10 people, maybe it's 100 people, whatever it is. If I'm on their social, if I have their Insta, if I'm friends with them on Facebook, if I follow them on TikTok, whatever, like it's my job to go on there and interact with their social. Why? Why am I doing all of that? Because in 3 months when their BOD renews, I want them using it so that they are fine with that renewal. And they're happy to pay the money and keep using it. Like I don't love like the discounting our services and like coupons and all of this. Like this, I do not like it because our services are already very low cost and like our commission, I don't like touching our commission. So instead of being like, oh shit, I need Success Club points. Let me see whose BOD is renewing and let me panic right now and convince them to get a TSP instead, which I feel like y'all know this, right? Is how it goes. And it is a 30th. So if that's where you're at and you need to do that, you go ahead. Okay. If that's where you are at personally and you're like, no, I shouldn't even be on this call because I should be making Success Club right now and you're wasting my life, that's fine. If you need to use it as a Hail Mary, if you need to use it to hit your goals, that is fine. But it should not be your go-to practice. Instead, let's look ahead and let's get people using the services that they're paying for so they are happy to keep paying for them. And that looks like helping them finish their programs, helping them pick the next one in advance, making sure that you're celebrating if they have something to celebrate, making sure you're problem solving if there are problems to solve, making sure you're offering other products that might solve other problems that they're having, like the soreness or the energy or whatever. Somebody made a really cool graphic. Was it Alicia Rose? Where it's like, this is the problem, here's the product that we can solve. Have you guys seen this graphic going around? It was made like a couple weeks ago. If I can find it, who knows? I'm sure I saved it in my 4 million downloads on my phone. I will put it in the thread and then your person can get it to you. If that's possible. But it's just like, here's the problem, here's the product. So maybe you problem solve, whatever you're doing, get them using it so that they aren't like, I don't want to pay that money, and canceling. You should not have to discount our services further just because someone is having a renewal. We all do this. I worked for the cable company for many years. You guys remember, I mean, it was a long time ago, so be gentle, but you guys remember cable, right? Like you would sign up and get this amazing deal, but the amazing deal is for the new people. And why is that? Because the company's operating at a loss to get you in. They can't, like, if they offered everybody that price, the company would go out of business. Like, that's not the plan here. I would like the company to stay in business, personally. That's what I'm going for. And I wanted it at the cable company, and I wanted it here, and I want it here too. Okay. So instead of constantly discounting and undermining your own income, if we are using our time effectively and being proactive on these, you can build these relationships, give them the support, and get them really excited about the products, and they will be happy to pay that renewal when it comes, and you will be getting new people for your Success Club points, right? Okay. So in order to pull your BOD subscriptions, if you don't know how to do that, then I'm going to tell you about that right now. If you do know how to do that, go do that and go pull it for the next 3 months. Okay. So what you're going to do is I'm going to walk you through it without showing you my screen again, just because we're not supposed to. Yes. Okay. Is anyone else really excited that they changed the Success Club points? I already feel like I'm being a better coach. Like I feel like I'm being more in integrity with like offering people what they actually need. And I love that, like, my retention thing works really well because I'm already reaching out to customers that have fallen off, right? Like, so if they were inactive for 90 days or whatever it is, and like I bring them back, I do what I'm showing you guys how to do right now, it is resulting in Success Club points for me. I have tons of the adjustment points or whatever, however it's categorized, like a bunch from doing this. So it's really cool that focusing on retention in this way can help us reach our goals with the company too. I'm very happy about it. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you tabs without showing you my screen, okay? Because I want to be able to give you guys this recording. So reports, subscription order. That sounds right, subscription orders. And then you're going to pull over into the active category, BOD. Now, I do not know how to do this on a phone. So if you're on mobile, I don't know, figure it out, I guess. You're grown up. I trust you. You're very capable. So you can pull BOD into active subscriptions, and you can also do body, but I like to do them one at a time. And then you can see the upcoming subscription date. So the first one on top of mine is January 10th, 2024. I don't want that. I want this sorted by what's happening, right? This isn't useful to me. So I go to my customers specifically. That's how I do it. My coaches get a whole other process, but my customers specifically. And then I just export the whole thing. And then I just take that piece and the piece that's the time frame that I want, and I put it on another tab. I'm not interested in like filtering it now. Like, I don't care. So I just export the whole active subscriptions for BOD, the whole report. It'll give me everybody for the year. It's not gonna be that long, not like a lot to sort through, you know? And then I sort it by date, and I'm looking for just March and April. Because if you think about it, February and January, I've been already talking to them and stalking them and being on their social. They were already the list, right? So now I'm looking forward. And then I start to look, am I on their Facebook? Can I text them? Maybe this would be a really good time for me to send them a little thank you for being such a great customer. And here's a little sample of Energize. Now, not in 3 months, right? So I just want to get ahead of that. So again, it's just reports, subscription, and then you filter by BOD in the active category, and you can export that. And you can filter this. I'm such a data person. Like, I love all the different ways you can filter things and whatever. So what you're going to do now is go find that list. And if it's one person, if it's 10 people, if it's 100 people, whatever, keep that. You're going to make that list a thing for you. So does it go in your Google Docs? Are you going to write it on paper? But those people are your people. I want you in their business for the next month. And what's cool is you don't really have to keep doing this report. Once you've done this report, that's your list. Like if you were to do this call every Monday with us, you have the list. So then you move on in February, you'll pull the one for, you know, April, May, so on and so forth. So cool. Okay, those are just chats from the last thing I said. Let's do that for a little while. Everyone get your report pulled, and we will circle back in a second. All right. Hopefully you guys got that report and saved it for yourself. Maybe put it in a Google Doc, whatever. And you can start to make sure that those people have the support and that they are excited about their renewal coming up. And again, I don't mention the renewal. Like they'll get an email from customer service. Like my job is to make sure they're using it so that they are happy about it, not to be customer service. That's how I look at it. Anyway, so the next piece is people who brought in Success Club points into your life in the last 12 months. So this is a retention thing that I've always done. What I do is take that screen where you click on the Success Club points and it lists where they all came from. I put it in a Google Doc. So I have like this rolling 5-year sheet of everybody who's ever gotten me Success Club points. And the reason why I started doing that was whenever they came up with that rule that after 6 months you could get a Success Club point for someone again, whatever year that was, it wasn't that many years ago relative to how long I've been a coach. I started it then because I was like, well, I want to know who I should hit up from 6 months ago, right? That was my original intention. I was like, well, if I have the list, then if I need a Success Club point, I can go back to month 7 ago and see who those people were. But it actually turned into a really cool retention tool because I essentially have everybody who's ever purchased a TSP or Shakeology, right, in one list. It's a really easy retention tool. And it's easy for me to see it because I know who's in my challenge group. I know who I'm talking to regularly and like know who I don't need to follow up with. But for me, those people are very likely to purchase again. And now that we have the rule with if they haven't purchased anything in 90 days, then you can get a Success Club point for them. Or maybe they've canceled everything and they haven't been on anything for many months. Hey, a new program's coming out. Super blocks are coming out, whatever. When First Thing came out, I was very excited about that. And so I used it for that to be like, oh my goodness, I don't know what you're doing now. I don't know if you're drinking Shakeology or doing BOD or what, but this thing came out and I'm very excited about it. And I was able to do like one-on-one direct messages. And it was not as weird. I don't know, it's better because they've already bought from me. They know the deal. They know what I do. They get it, right? So I like to go through that list and just make sure I'm staying in front of those people. And you'll be shocked to know that I ask them questions like, are they using BOD? What program are they doing? Do they have the next program picked out? Like, are they working on goals for this year? Because it's January. That's a totally normal thing to say right now. Do they have any roadblocks or struggles? It's the same list. Invite them to my current group. Are they in my BOD group? So my challenge group is on Facebook, but I have a BOD group where like everybody can go in there and it's just chaos. But maybe are they in there? Do they want to start tracking? They want to start tracking their shakes, whatever. And they want me to pay attention. Whatever I can do to help them get restarted if they've fallen off. And then interact on their social media, just let them know that I still exist and I'm still here. And then if it's appropriate, possibly offer them something. So like maybe it comes up and I'm like wanting to get them restarted and I'm going to invite them to my group that starts on February 6th. And they haven't had Shakeology in 7 months and they don't have, 9 bags of it sitting in their house. So they would like to get some more. Well, now we can talk about a TSP or just Shakeology, whatever's appropriate. Maybe their BOD has lapsed since they originally bought that pack because maybe they're my 2021 points because again, I have the whole list. So as of now, if you've not been keeping this list, you can only go back 12 months. So you can do it with people from the first half of last year. Just go through, click on names, write them down or go look at their social, send them a text, just check in with them. And that's what we're gonna do for the last part of the call. But I would also suggest that you do make yourself a Google Sheet where you can keep all of that so that next year at this time, all of that data is not gone because it's a rolling 12 months. So at the end of this month, last January or February, just pretend I can do math, whatever month you can see right now, it will be gone on February 1st. Okay, so you will not be able to see it anymore. So December 22, you can. Let me show you how to get there. All right, so if you know how to get to that report, go forth and do your thing. If you don't, I will tell you right now. So what I do is I actually go to, since I'm on a different screen, incentive programs, Success Club, my Success Club qualification. You can do it from the dashboard, but I'm still on the BOD screen. So that's what I'm doing. So again, incentive programs, my Success Club qualification, and then there's a drop down. It says January 2023, whatever, and then it goes back 12 months. Is anybody having that? I'm getting a little thing that says they're changing the reporting. Oh, Success Club executive. Oh, that's this. It's the first time I've done this in January in 2023. That's the first time that's happened in many years. I am very much hoping that it will be there for you when they adjust the reporting that says they're adjusting, because for all of the history of Always, we've been able to see it for the last 12 months. So hopefully that will come back. That's a bummer. Top of the page. Thank you. Jenny gets the trophy. Okay, do you guys see this? It says below is the status of your Success Club points for the month and your historical Success Club qualifications. To view 2022 Success Club qualifications, click here. I bet you that's where it went. That's never been on a different screen before. Oh, there's a link. Well, that'll make it easier. Here, I'll just drop it for you guys. This is the link. So then you change the month, and each month, right, you'll be able to then hit the little caret, it opens up, click on the blue Success Club points, and you see the names of all the people. So all you need to do for now is just looking at what was 6 months ago, June, whatever was 6 months ago. For now, just pick that month and work on it. And then the next time you do this, do the month before, whatever. But seriously, put these somewhere because they go away. And you can have this like awesome customer list of people who are very likely to buy from you and who you should be following up with, right? Like purchase a challenge pack. Maybe they never got started. Maybe they never opened the box. Maybe they did 3 weeks of it, but like they at one point bought into the solution. Chances are they did not get that need met elsewhere by now. Like, I don't know if it's just my demographic because I have lost so much weight that most people that come to me are looking to lose more than 100 pounds. But for 99.9%, if they dropped out with me, they didn't go find something else. They still need to lose that weight, or they still need to work on their mindset, or they still need to help their relationship with food or whatever they came to me for. So there's a good place to follow up and retain people. Okay. So that was kind of a roundabout, but I'm glad we were on the call together so we could find that. The last thing I want to cover, if I can, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen, you guys. I'm just going to go over this slide. And again, for everybody who came later, I will drop the slides. I put the recording of the call of the Zoom on the front page of my slides every time I do this. So if you're like, was this recorded? Yes. And then right now that links to a recording of the last one I did, but in an hour, it will link to this one. So the last thing I wanted to cover was your inactive PCs. I do this in a very specific way with them. And my very first thing is, are they in my group? Inviting them to something, making them feel included and seen, that I'm aware of them. Are they in my group? And if not, I want to invite them to my group. And I want to be very clear that I'm inviting them to the group without asking them to make a purchase. Because you guys, I don't know how long you guys have been coaches, or if you've been a PC before, or if you've fallen, whatever, but we all know that they have a product in their house that they could be using. It is not as if they have nothing. They have a half a bag of Shakeology, or a box of Energize, or half a tub of Recover. They do. So I'm just wanting to support them, because what do we know? We get them back in and using what they have, and they get that momentum going. They are going to purchase again, and they will let that renewal happen for their BOD, or they will sign up for BOD if they have let that lapse. and they will stay active again. So for me, it's not about getting the PCs active. It's about supporting them and helping them so that I will have active PCs longer in the future. I'm more concerned about if I get you going, you're going to stay active for 6 months versus I'm worried that you're active today. If that makes sense. So I always invite them to the next group, ask them like what they're struggling with, like why are they inactive? Like I never use that word. It's just like makes that about me, right? But what's going on? How can I help them get restarted? I want to make sure they feel seen. I want to interact on their social. And then if it comes out that it was a money thing, then I'm going to invite them to coach. Right? Like, oh, and I'm real casual. Like I'm very like, I don't know if you guys watched Friends, but when Monica's being light and breezy, but she's doing a bad job. I reference that a lot. Like, I'm just being light and breezy. Like, hey, no worries. Like, I totally get that. Always validate, right? I actually have a new coach training starting in February. Do you want to join? And that way you could get your products paid for. Maybe you could see if any of your friends and family want to join you. And you don't have to worry about that because like they usually like the product that they wish they could be using, right? So my inactive PCs, it's a little bit of a different process with them. And then I actually added on here for you guys, and I don't cover this on the call because we would be here for 7 hours, how I handle coaches who are pending reclassification. And then I give you some other tasks that you can do. If you're like, Amber, I've been a coach for like 4 minutes and you lost me 10 minutes into this call. I don't know. I don't have anybody, no renewals or inactive anything. What are you talking about? Some other tasks that you can focus on at the very end of those slides, which are like your social media pages, happy birthdays, celebrating people, like for their milestones. Maybe you have 1 customer, or maybe you're in a challenge group, you don't have any customers, but people in your challenge group are doing well that are alongside of you. And like, you could share some celebration from them, shouting out people in your stories, sending cards, things like that. So there's some tasks at the end for you as well. We did it. That's amazing. We made time, you guys. Yes. So there's a slide. The recording will be there. I realized this was probably more talking than working, but hopefully you guys got some reports pulled and you can keep working tonight, or at least keep working through this week, and then set yourself up a schedule to do this. So it works out really well if you do this. I'm here every other Monday, and it's the same PowerPoint. Like it's the same Canvas slides. Like there's no new stuff. So if you wanted to make that your schedule, that is what you do every other Monday, you can come. I'll be here, and you can just mute me. You'll have the slides, and you can get to work, or you can find other times to do it for yourself. All right, sound good? All right, y'all. Have an awesome night. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Good luck with everything.